Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our Stamperia Voyage album. And last time around we made the cover and the base pages, and today we're going to just sort of play it by ear because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm making this up as we go along. But we need to mat, obviously, but we also need to add whatever we're going to add to some of these pages, and then decide what we want to do. So one thing about this book and the way these pages are created is you have the gusset between the 3 pages, which is 3/8 of an inch, so it's not huge, but it's fine. So there, and there. However, because each page forms 4 pages, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, there is no gusset between these, the ones created by the fold. So you can't add anything with a whole lot of bulk in this section. So anything you want to add that has bulk, like waterfalls or something like that, something that has quite a bit of bulk, needs to happen on these pages that have the gusset. So keep that in mind as you're going along. And I will keep it in mind as I'm going along. Now, I want to get out the paper. Let's set this aside for a minute. And I'm sorry I can't get the whole thing in the frame. I think I mentioned last time, I don't have a computer, so I'm doing this on my phone and I can't really see what I'm recording, so I apologize in advance if anything goes off screen. Before I really get too far in, I want to go through and take a look. Like, for instance, these, I know I'm going to use either as cut-aparts or as the base for a flip or a pocket or something. So these are going to dictate some of what I do. I'm pretty sure, move this out of the way, that this page here is going to be the cover. I want to take advantage of this center section here. So this is going to be the cover. I've already taken some pages out of this, so the pad is falling apart a little. I have no particular plans for this map or this collage page. I love this train, so we're definitely going to do something with that. Here we go. So tags. I know I'm going to use these as intended as tags. So I'm going to take this page out. Look at the back. Aren't they great? All right, so I'm going to set that aside because I don't want to accidentally use it. These clocks, I'm sure I will cut apart some of these, but not all of them. And I love this page on the back of these clocks. So I'm definitely going to use this page, and I'm also going to use the cut aparts that are on it. And usually when I'm working with a pad like this, where it's literally a pad, I like to pull the pages apart so that I can really get a good look at them. This is the back cover, which, as you can see, has a nice print on it. And you can also cut apart these as little, like, stamps, and I'll probably do that. So that's that. We have this stripe. The reason I'm starting here with the paper is a lot of times the paper itself will dictate what I do. If it's a paper with as much personality as this. There's no point in working with an awesome paper like this and not taking it into account when you're planning your book, because you want to take advantage of it. I'm going to set this page aside because, like I said, this is going to be the front cover. And this is going to be used as is. I will not be cutting these apart. So I may use them as tags. I may cut a pocket. Just the back of them is so beautiful that I really don't want to fuss with them too much. I do have another set of this paper, so if I want to, I can. All right, so we have these pages to work with. And then we also have, I've already cut this page up. All right, so I don't know how much of it you can see. But I just love this page. It's 12 by 12 like all the others, of course. I have trimmed it and cut it into quarters because this page is the one that dictated the size of the book, because I just love this page. So I've cut it in half horizontally and vertically, and then I trimmed 1/4 of an inch off of the outer edges of each. Okay, so that I can use them as mats. So these are going to be used as mats on one of the pages, or 2 of the pages. You'll see. That's the only page I have some idea what I'm going to do. So let me just grab that. Yeah, so I think we're going to, for this, we're going to try and keep this, and I'm not going to cut it yet, but I just want to have an idea what I've got. I'm going to open it up here. I'm going to want something here, most likely a pocket, but we'll get back to that. So this, I have a pocket here. I can't put anything with too much bulk here because I have no gusset. I hope you can see. There's no gusset here. So this, I can put stuff here. I just can't put anything too bulky here. But here, I have a little more space, so I can do something a little bulkier. And what shall we do? Okay, well, we'll get back to you because I do have an idea. All right, so this is the page where I intend to use those pieces that I just showed you, the time machine pieces. There. Okay. And I want to use all 4 of them. So what I'm going to do is create 2 flaps, okay? And I'm trying to decide if I want to use 2 flaps that flip up and reveal the top parts of the clock, or do I want 2 flaps that come down and reveal, for instance, so in other words, these would be here. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear it. My cat is playing in a box behind me. I don't even think it should fit in that box. So in other words, they would be here and flip down. Or do I want these to flip up? I think I'm going to go with flipping down. All right, so let's get started with that since I know that's what I want to do there. So what I need are 2 pieces that are 6 inches by 6.5 inches to make the flaps. So let me go ahead and cut those. Okay, there is those. All right. And I'm going to score those. I'm going to use my little scoreboard. Find this little one less awkward, takes up less space. Okay, so you're going to put the 6.5 inch side along the top of your scoreboard. Hope you can see that. And then you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, oops. All right, so we're going to score it at 1/2. Right, and we're going to do the same with the other one. 6.5 inches on the top and score at 1/2. attach these. I'm going to do this both ways. Really want them nice and flexible. Dry fit these because we don't want them overhanging the top of the page. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Now the only thing is these are gonna meet right here in the middle, and I feel like that might cause me some problems. So I'm going to trim just a tiny bit off the side and the top of these. Like maybe a 1/16 inch, just a little bit. I don't want them constantly rubbing up against each other here in the middle. That'll just cause wear, it'll cause problems trying to turn the pages. Okay, let's see. That looks good. Okay. And I am going to taper these corners. They're going to get covered with mats, but I'm still going to taper them. So I'm just trimming the corner up to, whoops, the score. Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing, so. Remind myself to, next project that I'm going to film a video, do not use black. Okay, so that, right. I'm going to use glitter glue. This stuff grabs on in a hurry, but this still has a little bit more play to it than the score tape. So one thing I'm going to do, because this is black and very hard for me to see, is I'm just going to lay a piece of white cardstock under it so that I can see better when I'm lining things up. Okay? And I'm just double checking, yes, to make sure that this is the bottom and this is the top. Excuse my head. What was that? That's right. Okay, now we want to do the other side. And I'm probably not going to leave these clock pages as just solid pages, you know, without some kind of pockets or flips or flaps or something, but I might. I really just love that paper. see they're actually touching a bit, and they're catching a little bit, unless the book is 100% flat. So we'll see. I might go in here and trim that a little bit still. All right, it's not too bad. We'll see. And these are going to be held with magnets, which we shall add later. Okay, so that's, and then these are going to, let's pull this down, go like this. Okay, like that. And I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do here in order to add some tuck spots and such, and I will show you when we get to it. But that looks really nice. I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And again, this is one of the pages that doesn't have a gusset, so you can't add too much to it. However, I have a solution. Okay, there's that. So let's go back here. Now we already have a pocket here, and I don't think I'm going to add anything more to that, just mats. And here, though, we do have some space. We're going to put pockets here, or at least one pocket here. And this is a really good place for something showy because it's the first thing you see after the cover. So let's take a look at our papers and see. Now, don't forget to look at these papers right here and at the cover, because as you can see, they're a pretty good height for this book, and they would make, you know, these are cut short, but that's okay. You can put a pattern paper or something. They would make a good, you know, if you had a vertical pocket, something like that, one of these papers would look nice. And I'm kind of thinking maybe doing that with this page, or I might do that further in. Let's see what we have that's kind of, love this guy on the bicycle, the train, and a door. Now we're going to have balloons on the cover, so we may not want that there, but we might. Let's see. To reinforce the whole balloon idea. This one here is tall, may not fit. And you know what, I really like this though. This section here is really cool. But it almost requires a page that doesn't have a lot else going on. This is neat. Maybe instead of this, use this. This would be awesome too. It's a good thing I have two sheets of this. Like this here would be great on the spine, or on a vertical pocket. I keep coming back to that vertical pocket. I'm thinking that's what we're going to use here. All right, so suppose I used this. Let's see, if I wanted, there's almost no space between these two things. I've only got 6 inches, so how tall is this? Okay, good, so I could not use this one, and that way leaving that free for me to use somewhere else. So this is going to definitely be a fussy cut situation. All right, so if I don't want to interfere too much with this balloon, so I'm thinking of cutting this two and a half. Cut that 2.5 by 6. then I can make my pocket 2 3/4. 2 3/4, okay. All right, I'm sorry, I don't know if you could see me measuring. So this is what I'm gonna use. Seems to be the widest part. So I'm thinking if I cut this piece of paper, this will be the mat, 2.5 inches wide by 6. I only need these 2 balloons. Of course, this says, I mean, is waiting for those who dare to dream. That's going to be kind of weird. You won't have the adventure. But you know what? I could maybe cut this out and put it on top of that balloon. I'll work it out. Somehow we'll get that. But in any case, I know now that I want a vertical pocket that's 2 3, or it could be a flap, but I think I'll make it a pocket. So 2 3/4 inches wide. So that means I need 2 3/4 plus a half, so that's 3 1/4 by 7. Okay, so let's cut a piece 3 1/4 by 7. And I think I have scraps that I can use from when we put the book together yesterday. Okay, so here's our vertical pocket. And as with all, not all, but sort of the usual way of making pockets, we are going to score this on 3 sides. All right, so you're going to put the long side across the top. I feel like there's something under here. Okay, we're going to score a 1/2 inch, turn 90 degrees, score the long side 1/2 inch, 90 degrees, and the other short side 1/2 inch. Can you see that? Hope so. Alrighty, and now we are going to remove these corners. I'm sorry, I'm going to pull this off camera so that I can see it clearly. And I promise, I'm going to try to promise, that next time I do this, it will not be black. Tell you, if you've watched, I'm trying to think, if you watched some of my videos, you've probably seen me use navy cardstock. It's beautiful, and it is actually a good alternative to the black. It's quite dark. It's a little bit easier to see. All right. Now, again, we're basing all of our measurements on what should fit, because we know how big we made everything. However, we are not machines, so before you glue anything, check the fit. And this is overhanging slightly, I think. Let me get my white sheet and put it behind so I can actually see if I am lined up. Oh, I am way off. What did I do? Look at that. That's off by a good 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Good thing we checked. I wonder if I scored one of these on the wrong line. I might have. All right. Well, that's a 1/2. That's a 1/2. I don't know, but it's a good thing we checked. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, I'm just going to rescore at 5/8 instead of a 1/2. Okay, and then retrim into that corner and cut off the extra from my flap. Just gonna eyeball it, it will never be seen. And recut that corner. Sorry, making noises here. To re-burnish that. And I'm just, you can see this, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little jog there, and I am just trimming that to make sure I have a nice neat corner on my pocket. Okay, let's see how that fits. I would much rather have the pocket be just a hair small than too big. There we go, that's good. All right, and I think what I'm gonna do with this, just because I'm having trouble seeing, is I'm gonna go ahead and map this before I put it in the book. And that'll give me a chance to figure out this adventure is waiting situation. All right, so I'm gonna cut this just along there. Some of this is, I'm gonna try and cut it all on my cutter, but I might have to do a little fussy cutting. All right. Now, I have this little scrap. I'm saving it. Save every bit of your paper. You never know when you might need it. I mean, once the book's done, if you want to get rid of your scraps, by all means. So the main problem I'm having is I want to get this word, that adventure. And I think what I can do, there's a fairly large gap. If I take this 1/4 inch out and then butt those two pieces up against each other, that'll be a start. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my scissors. I'm not the neatest at cutting, but I'm worried I'm gonna be not accurate on the machine. Before I cut the other one, so what I'm going to do is move that up, and I might even leave that bottom piece for now. All right, so let's tuck that under. All right, so if that goes there, and that goes there, okay, that did not get me enough. I still need to get some more back. So I could cut up there a little bit, and that might be enough. There's actually room here too. All right, let's just bite the bullet here. Let's see, where can I cut this? Well, let me start here. All right, so I have this at the top. I have this at the bottom. I could actually do it that way, and that would completely eliminate that is waiting, and it would just say adventure for those who dare to dream. I really do like that is waiting though. So let's see. That's actually, no, I need to get quite a bit in order for this to work. In order for this to work and keep. Okay, let's cut this. All right, so if we put this at the top and this at the bottom, and put them as close as we can to the top and bottom. And then let's trim this down. Sorry, I need to pull this in where I can really see it. All right, so that there, that's there, and that. If I put that there, I'm going to lose the top of this balloon, and I'm going to lose the bottom of that balloon. So let's trim it again. By all means, cut this on your paper trimmer. I just find this piece is so tiny you don't see how I'm going to be able to cut it on a paper trimmer and keep it straight. So since it's not going to be straight anyway, I might as well cut it by hand. All right, I still need to cut some more. Reaching a point where there's no more to cut. This has to, if I'm going to be able to use this, I've got to hope this one fits. Okay, so that's going at the bottom, that's going at the top, and that fits in the middle. Okay, good, that's what we're going to do. This is going to be a long video if everything takes that much fussing. All right, let's ink. I am using Distress Ink Walnut Stain, and this is not the oxide. Now, I am not going to go across the top. I'm just, because I don't want to emphasize that I've seamed this together. And the same, I'm not going to go here. I'm just going to do the 3 original sides. That, and then this one I'm just doing the 2 short edges. Okay, like that. All right, now let's start at the bottom. Oh, I never put my pin back in my glue. I have a terrible habit of doing that. This is art glitter glue. It's not glittery. I don't know why it's called art glitter glue. And my bottle's a mess because I just keep refilling it. But I like it. I use it for a lot of my construction and all of my matting. And I have a habit, bad habit, of using too much glue. So we shall see. Try not to. Turn it upside down to do this piece. I want to make sure I get it lined up and then I get it near the top, as close to the top as I can. Okay, just gonna, got too much glue there close to the edge. Making sure these 2 edges are lined up as much as possible and close to the top. All right, that's good. And then this piece we are going to put right there. Now I'm going to try, looks like we're cutting off. Still cutting off. I'm going to see if I can trim it just a hair more. I'm cutting it. You can't see. I know I'm off camera. I'm sorry. I'm cutting it right along the bottom of the letters. and re-ink. Yeah, that's good, like that. All right, let's do that. All right, I think I'm cutting a little bit of that basket off, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. There. Okay. I know that probably seems like a lot of fuss for nothing, but this paper is so beautiful. I want to take advantage where I can of all the beautiful stuff. Okay, so this pocket's going to go here, and then we'll do a mat here. Now when we put this pocket in, of course you want it right up against the top and bottom edges, but leave it, I don't know, like a 32nd or 16th of an inch from this inside edge to, you just don't want to interfere with the page turning, okay? And what I like to do with my pockets is probably move it off the book, is put a dab of glue at the bottom of each of these side tabs, and then fold the bottom over and just hold it for a second. All right. Just there. Okay. And now put glue on 3 sides. I just want to reburnish that where I had to redo it. It's bumping up a little bit. Got my white cardstock in there just to help me see. It's handy when you're working with black. And again, I'm going to pull it towards me so I can make sure I'm getting this lined up. That looks pretty good. So we have made a side pocket. So on there, we already have a pocket here, and then these, we have the 2 flaps that go down. And here we don't have a lot of room, so we'll have to decide. All right, I'm gonna stop now. I'm not sure if that'll be the end of this video or not. Not sure how long we've been at it, but the last video was so long. So I'm gonna stop now, and I may or may not continue on, but we'll see. So thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next video in the series. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Welcome back. In our last video, which may actually be the same video because I'm going to tack this on to the end of that one, we just didn't get a lot done. I felt very disorganized. So I took some time, went through, decided pretty much what I'm going to do on every page so that we can get a little bit more done. So I'm going to do a little flip through to show you what I have planned. I have a few pages I'm still not sure about, but at least this way we can make better progress than we did with the last little bit that seemed to take forever. So what I did is I used this 3M tape, which is the Post-it tape. I like to use that. And sort of went through and taped and labeled everything that I'm going to do. So this is the inside front cover, and we're going to do a double pocket, which we'll get to today, or at least in this section of this video. So that's going to have a pocket and a pocket, so that you actually end up with 2 pockets, okay? So we're doing a double pocket here, and we did this the last time. And then here, I'm doing what I'm calling a narrow flip up, which is just a flap that's going to go this way. Here's the pocket that was already here. Here's a pocket that was here. I really like belly bands in my books, and I try to always have at least 1 or 2. So this is going to be a horizontal belly band. And then this is going to be an envelope flap, which is just what it says. I make an envelope and then make a flap out of the envelope so that and this one's going to go like that. Then envelope with flap is going to be a bigger envelope with a large flap that comes down over it. This is probably, it's somewhat travel themed, so I thought people might, whoever uses it, might have a lot of things from their trip or whatever that they want as souvenirs and ephemera and stuff that they're going to want to put in the book. So these envelopes will help with that. This is the page we did before that has the 2 flip downs. So that's all set. Okay, there's that. These 2 pages I have not decided yet. This page has a fold out, which is I've got it taped closed right now, but it's basically a double sort of fold out. Let me show you. Okay. So it goes like that. All right, and this is going to be rounded. I'll show you how to do that. So that goes there. This is going to be a pinwheel waterfall. This I haven't decided here. This is a pocket. This is a pocket. This is going to be a vertical belly band. This is going to be a double fold pocket. Again, I'll explain that when we make it. And this is going to be a secretarial pocket. So, all right, so that helps. At least now we have a clearer plan, and things won't take so long. All right, so let's go ahead and do this double pocket. To make the double pocket, I think it looks like I could use a little more glue there, but you know what, I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there while we're making the pocket. It's going to be covered by the pocket anyway, but there we go. I don't want things that I'm putting in the pocket to get caught on it. Try to get my pin in. Okay. All right, so to make the pockets, you're going to need 1 piece that is 7 1/4 by 3 1/2. Is that right? Yeah, 7 1/4 by 3 1/2. And you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch on each of the short sides and 1 of the long sides, just like any other pocket. And then this piece is 7 1/4 by 3 1/2. And I was able to use scraps from things we previously cut to make both of these pieces. So, get the book out of the way. Let's burnish these. This is going to be the upper pocket. And this one is the lower pocket. And let me trim the corners. Sorry. And these are going to be covered with mats, but I still like to trim them. Okay. Test fit this to make sure I don't need to rescore. This one's fine. Okay, and then this one you have two choices. This could actually butt right up against it, but then it would be too tall. You'd have to trim it down. So I like a little bit of overlap between them. It does add some bulk, but that doesn't bother me. Try to decide how far down I want to go. How much is that? So it's probably hard for you to see. It's about 1 3/4 inch reveal. So what I can do, and you can see that that leaves a lot here, but that's okay because then when you put things, let me grab some, put things into the pocket, it's nice and smooth. But what I think I might do is wrap this one around that one, which is going to require, let me see, a little extra burnishing to make it flat. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to rest it on top? No, I'm going to rest it on top. Okay, so in order for that to happen, I'm going to have this is 3 inches finished, and I'm adding 1.5 inch reveal on top, so that's 4.5 from the bottom. So I am going to, where's my pencil? What was I just saying about being disorganized? Oh, I put it away. Oh, there you go. All right, so I'm going to make a couple of marks. So 4.5 inch mark. Right. Okay, that's all going to be covered anyway. So I want this one to line up there with that mark, those marks that I just made. And then I'm going to put this one on top. Have I got it backwards? I got it backwards. Hang on. This one gets there. And this one down there. Okay? All right. So let's do that. And you could use score tape, or I'm going to go ahead and just use my art glitter glue for this. Don't have any overhang, and we don't. Doing it this way adds a little bit of bulk to this inside cover, but I'm fine with that. There's quite a good amount of room with the gusset there. All right, so as I've shown you before, we're going to put a little dab of glue right there and right there. Press and hold. And then we're just going to go ahead and glue the 3 sides. I just refilled this bottle, so I'm getting quite a bit of flow of the glue, so I got to be careful to try and not use too much, which is something I have a habit of doing. Okay. And we're going to lay this right up against the bottom, maybe just a hair up, and then line it up with the piece that we just put down. Okay, very easy, and then everything will get matted. All right, so this one goes down, and this one's all shorter. All right, so that's that one. This one we already did. This is going to be a narrow flip up, and that'll be easy. It's very similar to the one we did previously. And I'm not going to make it too narrow. I've got a 1/4 inch on either side. And I think I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch off this. I just want it a little bit narrower. So this right now is 5 1/2, and I'm going to make it 5. So I'm just going to cut this down 5. Okay. This was a scrap that I had. So it is 5 by 6. And then we're going to score it. Let's move that out of the way. Get out my little scoreboard. And we're going to score this with the 6-inch side along the top at a 1/2 inch. Now you can adjust this if you have a specific image or something that you want to fit on here, or a picture that you know you're going to use, and just make it whatever size you want. But I am going to center that on the top. I'm going to turn my book around to make it a little easier. Again, I'm sorry, this is all black and probably difficult to see. Okay. All right, and now I'm just going to eyeball this. You can measure it if you want, but I am going to eyeball it. But I'm also going to put my piece of white behind it to make it easier for me to see it. No, I didn't eyeball that very well, did I? Yeah, let me just double check. Well, actually, that's not too bad. It's pretty close. And we may round that corner, depends on what we mat it with. Okay. All right. So now we have our double pocket, our side pocket, our flip. We have a pocket here and a pocket here. And this is a horizontal belly band. And I believe this is, I'm going to check this. I think I'm probably going to end up rescoring this because I think it's a little wide. Again, I need my piece of white here. Yeah, I'm going to rescore that, take about 1/8 off. So this is 7 by 2, so you could cut yours 6 7/8 by 2 if you want, and then you won't have to worry about it being too long. I'm just going to add 1/8 to one of my score lines. Whoops. Let's see if I can move it so you can see it. Okay, so it's scored right now at a 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to score it at 5/8 just to make it a little bit shorter. Now that just wants to roll. So here's our book. And looks like I folded that the wrong way. Okay. So now I have to decide exactly where on the page we're going to put this horizontal belly band. I usually like them on the lower part of the page. If I line it up with the top of this pocket, it's going to be almost centered. And I'm not sure I like that. I think that would be too low, though. It's a pretty wide belly band, so I'm trying to figure out exactly. I'm not going to worry too much about matching it with that pocket. I'm just going to eyeball where it looks good to me. to line this up with the outer edge of, oh, I don't know what that was, the outer edge of the page, pretty much, because you don't want it too far into the fold there. Let's see if that looks pretty straight. That looks okay. Just gonna double check. It's about 1.25 inches and 1 inch. Okay, that looks good. And as you can see, there's a little gap here. It doesn't go right in, but that's what we want because there is no gusset here. So you have to make sure that you can turn the page. All right, so we have 2 envelopes on these 2 pages. What I call an envelope flap and an envelope with a flap, which is 2 different things. I think I'm gonna call it a stop here because I'm going to combine what I've just done with the previous video that I recorded, and I think that'll be enough to go on with. And then I'll be back in the next video and we'll make these envelope flaps and some of these other things that we've got planned. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Thank you.